I notice emotions in my life, and I've been noticing how they like transfer to me and from me. And it's almost like a flame jumping from a candle to, like an unlit candle from wick to wick. The flame is just hopping. So I wanted to just share a little information and, maybe like help somebody out. That's the whole point of sharing this experience, is to pass along information and see what sticks. So what I noticed is that, I might be minding my business, chilling, doing my thing, and somebody enters my space, somebody comes next to me, and they feel a certain type of way. Whether they've said something or not, there's still something radiating off of them. But then they decide to speak, right? And as they begin to project what they feel and their thoughts and everything, it changes the way that I feel. I'm perceiving differently now, because I was one way before they entered, and now I'm feeling another way. So this person must have had some sort of influence on me. You can say that that's the flame coming over to me, and it's making me burn a different type of fragrance, if we're talking in terms of candles and stuff. And so I've noticed it mostly with like emotions that don't feel as good, like anger, or mostly like anger. I can use that as an example. But if somebody is burning and they're angry, and then their anger flame jumps to me, it's like, okay, well, what do I do? The reaction would be to, take that anger and immediately just shout it back, or become violent or aggressive through the body, just sort of push them away. Just whatever sort of reaction that occurs out of feeling the flames of anger. But if you are aware enough and like, you know how to touch and weave emotions, you meditate, you observe, or just being aware enough in general, it's like you sort of get this overview that allows you to see not only that you are angry, but that the other person is probably angry, and that you also have a choice to not burn them the same way that they burned you. The anger has to go somewhere, so I'm not saying to suppress it, but I'm saying that just because the energy or the emotion is anger, it doesn't have to be sent back in an attack or in a hurtful way. Anger is this energy that is very potent, and intense, and very it's like pinpoint accuracy, tunnel vision. It's just very, very like straight shot, like a bullet almost. And you don't have to necessarily fire that bullet back in the same way. Like I said, the energy has to go somewhere, but it doesn't have to necessarily be in the way that you got it. So you can say what needs to be spoken from your heart, because you're feeling. So just speak on what needs to be said. But then also remember, through all of this, you're just watching the whole time. You're like, what if I take this anger and I say what needs to be said in a truthful way that feels right to me? And also just give a little bit of love behind it too. Just sprinkle some on top, What I found in doing that is that you're like transmuting energy. You're taking something that is anger, and it's almost like if the flame is here and it jumps to me, and now there are two flames of anger that exist. If I have the awareness to notice both of these flames, I can then say what needs to be said to cancel them out, almost like snuffing the fire out, and then come behind the fire with my own sort of smoke, my own essence and energy that I want to introduce into the situation, instead of continuously burning. Add a little bit of love in there, just a touch. and then you'll see how it dissipates very quickly. But it does require great attention. It's also not the easiest, because when we feel certain things, we want to just react and go off of that reaction. But it actually takes a little bit of patience and pausing and just breathing through it to understand like where you want to take it. You know, it's all a choice. If you're given something, you can immediately give it back, or you can find a use for it. That's it. We're done.